Well, he's back by popular demand. We're chatting with Luke Doecke about Barossa and light cricket. How are you, Luke?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Ricky. How's yourself?
Excellent, thank you. Look, it's getting to the very pointy end of the season now. Grand final action, a bit of it's been sorted out already at the junior levels, but today we'll build up to the grand final involving your team, Angaston, at the end of our chat. But let's start down with the juniors. We'll start at the under-13 Division 1, their grand final coming up this weekend.
Yeah, so this is the first year we've actually run a final series and grand final for the under-13 Div 1s for quite a number of years. So it's been great for the kids to see them, just, I suppose, go through the how it looks as a game from a finals perspective. But, yeah, last week in the semi, Gilbert Valley, they finished top at the end of the minor round and they had a good win over Tanunda. Pretty comfortable bowling Tanunda out for 80. And finishing and scoring, getting 81, chasing that down. So they did a really good job. Young Billy Nichols, he's a good cricketer up there from Gilbert Valley, Saddleworth area. He had 26 and retired not out. And also young Fry there, he had 23. So they're definitely a good team. And then, what do we have in the other game? We had Angaston playing in that one against Kapunda, and that was a massive run chase out at Greenock. Kapunda had some really good batters up the top there, scoring, a lot of runs.
It was 170 plus, I think, big target for a junior cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, some of these lads, even though they're only 13, can hit a decent ball. And young Trey Johnson there, 54, he was run out there coming back in. And even young Benny White, he's a really good cricketer to watch.
Yeah, he is.
43 not out. So, but our boys couldn't quite get over the line. We're a little bit depleted. The side had probably two of our opening bowlers out, and even another good batter, young Julian Ryman, didn't play either. But to get to 177, young Eden Quinn batted as well as I've seen him. I've obviously been a bit involved with the 13s. He batted really well for 60 not out. And young Ollie, my lad, got 40 there, so he'll probably enjoy getting a bit of a pump up on the radio.
I enjoy it when he opens the shoulders and has a swing at it. Doesn't happen often, but good on you, Ollie. Look, and Gilbert Valley, props to them. They do a fair bit of travel in the Barossa and Light League. A great performance to get to the grand final, and we'll see how that one plays out on their home deck at Saddleworth as well.
Absolutely. No, it'll be a great day for that young side up at Saddleworth. Yeah.
All right, let's swing across to the under-15s. And you'll be happy to talk about this one because Angaston's in the grand final against Kapunda at Angaston Oval.
Yeah, that's right. So again, that Angaston side, they've been pretty solid all throughout the year. There was a few games early in the season. There was a few washouts, so they sort of started a little bit lower on the ladder, but had a really good, solid win over Light past Greenock there on the weekend. I think we got 137 there on day one, and then bowled Light past Greenock out for 84. So, so that was a solid win to progress through to the grand final at Angaston on Saturday. So there's a few, like I say, again, young Will Cameron making 35, again, batting really well. And then there was a few wickets for... who we got there? I suppose actually Will Alexander. What a spell of bowling that was. 6 overs, 4 maidens, 4 for 2. So
yeah, I saw that performance from Will Alexander. He's tended to bowl late in the innings, and he's come in and swept up the middle order. He's done very well there. But Tanunda also a bit of a shock there. They'd performed reasonably well during the season, but Kapunda's beaten them by 60 runs to get into the grand final. So the good lineup there in the batters amongst the Kapunda team. Jenna getting 31 in their first innings, beating Tanunda by 60.
Yeah, exactly. And like say, young McCarthy as well, not out there of 38. So, like say, Kapunda, to have a couple of junior teams in the grand finals, the 15s and 13s, just shows where that club's progressing. And, they've been out of sort of the top grades from a senior level for a few years, but they've definitely got a lot of young players coming through. So they're a club that's on the way back up again. So.
All right, well, we'll whiz through some grades that we're not going upwards in age here. We're not talking about young players. Mind you, some young ones do get up in the A5s and A4s, but just quickly, who we got playing in the A5 and A4 grand finals?
Yeah, so the A5s have got Gawler Central coming up against Freeling, and that'll be played down at Sandy Creek. So in the A4s, we've got another one-day round there as well. So that's they got Williston versus Tanunda at Schlunga Park at Greenock. So
Yep, so they're one-day matches, but that those junior, well, certainly the under-15s is a two-day outing.
Yep.
And now as we get into the A3s, we're talking about a Saturday-Sunday contest between Light Pass and Long Plains.
Yeah, that's right, and that's out at Stocky Oval at Stockwell there. So, yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how that one pans out. But, it'll be, a good contest all the same.
Yep, and then in the A2s, they're out at Udunda.
Yeah, out at my old stomping ground. So I know J.R. Mosey was probably going to create an absolute raid. I don't know if it'll be quite as bad as what Rawalpindi was over in Pakistan. But I think, Williston coming up against Gawler Central, so those Gawler teams will enjoy the trek out to Udunda. But unfortunately for Udunda Robertstown, they got knocked off last week by Gawler Central. I know Udunda Robertstown have been up there all season, so to not quite make the grand final is probably a bit disappointing from them. But probably, again, like say, Williston beating Freeling at Udunda last week as well. They put a good score on the board and rolled Freeling for 138 last.
Yeah, bowled well. We got Dylan McIver there, 6 for 41 in the semi-final. That's pretty good effort.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, like I say, Dylan's probably more known as a batter, but obviously came on there and taking 6 was a massive spell of bowling.
We do often see this across the results, across regional cricket. You see strong all-rounders that have got, good form with the ball and the bat. They tend to bat high but bowl high as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know his brother there, Mitch, as well, like he's probably more the opening bowler, but to score 62 in a good partnership with Raymond there, with 75, definitely shows that they've got a good all-round team there.
Yep. All right. Well, you're itching to talk about this one, I'm sure. You got a bit of a ribbing from the lads, I'm guessing, talking about this one coming into last week. Angaston and Tanunda at Angaston Oval, the A-grade grand final.
Yeah, so like I say, it's going to be a massive day at Angaston with the under-15s playing in the morning and then the A-grade there in the afternoon. But, probably, we had probably nearly a near perfect performance with batting first and scoring 345 there in the first dig. I know, probably being on the call there last week, I did cop a bit of a few sledges from the Greenock boys.
What are they saying? What are they telling you out there?
From the slip scores saying, I need to get on your podcast again, mate.
But you didn't get a duck. I said, I hope you don't get a duck, and you thought I'd put the mockers on you. You got a 2 in front of that 0.
That's it. No, exactly. So, we scratched our way to 27 and, young Jack Miles as well, making 22. But did the hard yards, take the shine off the ball and then just watched Bainey again score an absolute awesome century, 138, along with Scotty Rastian, 101. And like you say, that partnership was worth, 230-odd runs. So, there's nothing wrong with sitting back in the grandstand watching those boys bat. So to get 345 was a massive score. And so Greenock, we sort of, coming into the second day there, we just, again, bowled really well. And unfortunately for the Greenock lads, getting rolled for 61 was probably not really how they wanted to finish their season. But again, like you say, they got a pretty young team that they can continue to develop for sure.
Sounds like their sledging game's pretty good, though.
That's right. That's it. You've got to be good at that.
Now, Tanunda and Sandy Creek, another one-sided affair, not as much as the final you were involved in, but Tanunda really coasted home pretty easily there too.
Yeah, that's right. Although it was interesting, sort of, we look at Tanunda batting first on day one. They were 6 for 79, so they are a team that bat pretty deep. So to be 6 for 79 and then, get 168 all out was a great effort. So, Jono Justin there scoring 30 and Marshall, Gattermeyer, greats, all to score, in the 20s there. It's just shows how deep they do bat and can put on a score. And sometimes, again, in finals, it only has to be those last 20 or 30 runs that will make the difference, So, coming into day 2 against Sandy there, they, again, were just well on top all day with their bowling, rolling them for 50. So the wicket takers there, Boshin and Trent Gers as a skipper, both taking 4.
Yeah, I think Grazzi there be a bit ripped off. He's bowled one maiden, opening the bowling. He's been pulled off. Didn't get to come back on again.
And it was a maiden too, so I'm not really sure what happened there. But
maybe he pulled up short and handed it to someone else. But a bad innings to miss when you get all these wickets.
Yeah, absolutely. So, no, like you say, I think for that team, give them a bit of confidence coming into this week. But I know, yeah, like, again, Angaston Tanunda, it's probably the two best sides in the grand final, which is always what you'd like at the end of the year. So,
how's the wicket looking there?
yeah, it's looking pretty good. We had a look last night, and Stratty up there, the curator, he always likes to leave a bit of grass on it. He's an ex-bowler, so always likes to leave a bit of grass on it. But it's that wicket all year has always been playing pretty well, so there's always something in it for the bowlers early, and if you can do the hard work as a batter, you can sort of tend to cash in a little bit later on. So,
all right. Well, we'll. I think that's from 1 o'clock on Saturday through to 1 o'clock on Sunday. The start times for that final.
Yeah, that's right. So, like I say, it's going to be a great day up at Angaston, and you know, not biased at all, but it is a great place to watch cricket. So, hope everyone can get along.
All right, thanks, Luke, for that wrap and for chiming in the last couple of weeks with a bit of a Barossa cricket report for us. Much appreciated, and all the best. I won't give you a call about whether you get out for a duck or not. But,
I appreciate that, Ricky.
We'll just leave it at we hope you find some runs.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. And like I say, enjoyed being on here the last couple of weeks. And yeah, good luck to all the cricketers across the country. There's probably a number of grand finals going on around the place.
Yeah, there sure are. Thanks again, Luke.
No worries. Thanks, Ricky.